My name is Zeke. I started a car detailing business when I was 14 years old. Right as I was going into high school, did it through high school and college. It grew from something that was in my driveway using my mother's vacuum to having over 300 different clients that I serviced throughout a given year. You don't need all this nice fancy equipment that costs hundreds of dollars to clean a car. You can buy a baseline set of chemicals for not that much money and get started. It's just when you are able to purchase the shop vacs and the nice pressure washers and the high pressure steamers of the world, then you can speed up and service more customers and maybe provide just a little bit better level of service. So there are definitely some scenarios where I lost money on detailing projects. There's this one truck in particular. It was a 2002 Silverado. The dude went hunting all the time, and I don't think he had cleaned it since 2002. Black paint, was in the mountains of North Carolina, rust everywhere. There was a certain package he picked, and he was expecting his car to be fully buffed, all the scratches taken out of it, and him feel like he had a brand new truck. I can provide some great detailing services, but I can't undo some of the damage that's just done with vehicles over time. And so I spent over 5 hours on the vehicle, which the average detail would take 3 to 4, and he still was not satisfied. So I refunded him for the entire detail, proceeded to clean his car for another 5 hours, fix the paint, compound it, make it look nice. And that was not great. I worked for 10 hours on this customer and dealt with talking with him on the phone, and I didn't make any money off of it. But what happened after that, he told a bunch of people he had a great experience. I ended up having more than 10 referrals from it, and it's those kind of scenarios where you do the right thing, where when you're in the service industry, especially in a small town, it makes a big difference.
So what are some obstacles to starting businesses? I mean, it's sort of going to get in, again, many obstacles, but what are the big ones? The first one is fear, and fear or rejection. You feel like you're going to fail or someone's going to say no to you. I really don't know what to tell you about this one because this is part and parcel of being an entrepreneur. You will get rejected. If you have a lawn service business or a painting service or whatever the business is, you might get 20 no's from potential customers for every yes you get. But you're going to get rejected. It's kind of part of life. But in a way, I look at that as a positive thing because you can learn to be, quote, rejected and overcome that rejection. And by the way, I hope you start a business and you actually do it. I want you to learn to get rejected and move on because you'll develop personal resilience regardless of whether you become an entrepreneur. But you will be rejected. People are going to say no to you. And it's a little jolting. Right now, you're probably mostly a buyer. You buy things, right? When you become a seller, when you become an entrepreneur, people are going to say no. So rejection is an obstacle. Fear is an obstacle. It doesn't matter whether I'm in a middle school, high school. I do work in the prison system. I am an entrepreneur in residence at universities. I go to graduate schools. Old people, young people, all kinds of people. But inside of us, we all have fear. No matter how confident or accomplished somebody seems, like me sometimes, I can tell you inside, I have fear. This is part of life, part of the fear of being rejected, but you learn to get over that. I don't know if customer service is an obstacle, but it's definitely something you have to do, so I guess it's kind of an obstacle. But this is super important. Most businesses, all businesses know that customer service is important, but few businesses do it well. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, you need to just inherently know, it has to become part of your psychology and psyche, that the customer is extremely important. And so one of the great things about being an entrepreneur is you'll have to learn it or you won't be successful. But I can't stress that enough. I mean, you've probably bought something over the last couple of weeks that you've been dissatisfied with. That's a failure by the business to serve you as a customer. So this just seems like bumper sticker advice, but it's so important. There's 26 million businesses in the country. None of them profess to not think customers are important, but few businesses deliver the products and services that they promise. So vitally important. So you just got to know that. That has to be sort of working muscle memory for you. The way you think about life, and it's an obstacle, right? But it's something great to learn at a young age.